Whew, still too low. Whew. Hey, fellow YouTubers, I got y'all coming in cricket. Let me straighten this thing up. I ain't that tired. I can't have y'all sitting straight. Ugh, maybe that's been my problem all along. Got y'all coming in all cricket. Whew, welcome aboard, fellow YouTubers. Y'all come on in. As you come in, if you don't mind, just a simple hello, so I know I'm not talking to myself. Because we about to talk about my day. Ooh, my goodness. Yeah. Come on in, YouTubers. If you're already aboard, thumbs up, a hey you, anything to do. At this point, I'm not being picky. Because earlier, I think somebody that was watching me tricked me. I want to talk about that. So, YouTubers, come on in. If you're already in, I'm not seeing the little thing crawling. So let me see. Is it on my end? Let's see what I have to do. Okay, got that. Close that. So in the meantime, I'm going to eat my grilled ham and smoked turkey with Southwestern salad mix on it, tomato, Chick-fil-A sauce, and some black pepper. I didn't need to put salt on it because this meat has enough salt in it. So in the meantime, I would like to talk to you all. So, there we go. I think it takes a while. Hey, Pat. I think it takes a while for you guys' messages to generate. I'm still working on this YouTube thing. But like I was saying earlier, hope y'all don't mind that I'm eating. I made another wrap with ham, smoked turkey, Southwest salad with the dressing, tomatoes, with the sauce from the chicken spot. So I want to talk about this little breach deal I got earlier this morning. So apparently, I had gotten a notification in my chat from YouTube that said I breached community something or another. I couldn't figure out what I managed to breach. So once I ended my live, I went back through YouTube trying to find it. I couldn't find anything. No, I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time. Now, either somebody sent that just to be joking, just to get me to shut up, just as a joke. There was no link to click on. I wasn't gonna click on the link anyway. Either somebody was joking about I breached it, or YouTube sent me that message because I may have named certain companies. So I need to be careful and not name companies like stores that I shop at and all these things. Now, I could be wrong. There's a situation where I haven't entered some type of agreement to say I'm shopping somewhere, or I even tried to go on YouTube and do a YouTube on how do you breach your community. I saw stuff about everything else about other than the word breach. That would let me think maybe somebody was just pulling my leg. I don't know. So in the meantime, until I can do more research, if I say I went shopping somewhere, I'll just say big box. Big box blue or big box red. Y'all can figure out which one it is. Because I don't want to take a chance and think that it was a joke. And keep mentioning stores if I actually am in breach of it. I didn't know you could be in breach just by calling out the store name. I ain't say nothing negative against a particular store or anything. And those of you that have just joined, yes, I am eating my dinner while we do it live. Which is basically, I went over it already 3 times, I'll say it again. A ham and turkey wrap with Southwest salad mix in it, with some tomatoes and some sauce from one of the major chicken stores that's closed on Sunday. Let me just say that. Because I could have very well breached. I didn't know I did. So when I got that notification doing live, I didn't say it live that, oh, I'm so sorry, YouTube. I don't know what I did. It was not a dirty conversation. It was just me talking this morning. Wait, we're gonna move past that. Let me tell y'all something. From the moment I was born, it seemed like I was always outside. Okay? I love being outdoors. I absolutely loved it. I still like being outdoors up until today. I went down yesterday. Me and my daughter couldn't get the lawnmower started. I should have known better. I forgot to push the thing on the left side to crank it up. I'm thinking the battery dead. So anyway, I go back down today. They managed to get it started. I just love the outside now. At least I thought I did till today. I said, well, you go ahead and do what you're doing. I'm gonna take it up and down the hill and just ride it. I got it for Christmas. It was a Christmas gift. Okay. A riding lawnmower. Let me tell y'all something. What ended up, what started off as fun and play on that lawnmower. Hold on, y'all. Hey, everybody. If I didn't speak, I'm gonna speak every 2 minutes. I have my glasses off, my eyes are burning. I can't see a lot of the comments, but I will read the comments later on. Okay, so now that's out the way. What I thought was fun and games, the kid in me coming out. I'm gonna ride the lawnmower. I told her, go do what you're doing. So you gonna cut the grass, Dad? I say, no. I'm just gonna ride it. We haven't messed around with it since December when I got it for Christmas. So I'm going back and forth, just up and down. Getting used to what's the setting I need to put the blade on, everything. Now, I love the outdoors until today. No sooner than I got off that lawnmower after being on there, and I knew better than this. For 15 minutes playing on it, I had apparently ingested as much pollen as humanly possible. Throat dry, throat closing in. I'm drinking my water. And I was like telling her, well, I'm gonna go now that I know the lawnmower is working, because I went down there today with the intent, when I had my battery charger, to boost it off. Because I said we're not gonna boost it off with a truck battery because it may be too strong. Riding that riding lawnmower, yes, I should have had a mask on, but it was like spur of the moment. I'm just glad it's crunk. Young fella had it running. He's like, no, y'all didn't push this in. I'm like, oh, well, I should have known that, because that's how we started it last time. But like I said, short attention span. I'm used to the pull string lawnmower. I never had a yard big enough, except for back in the late 90s, to warrant having a riding lawnmower. So I ingested all of this pollen. This must have been, I guess it's 6 o'clock now. This must have been 3:30. I'm just now getting cleared up. Came home, took some Benadryl. Of course, I got to drown myself in water tonight. There won't be any consumption of a cold beer tonight. Y'all, when y'all out here, y'all dealing with this pollen, it used to didn't bother me, or I thought it did. But today, it got me. And today, I don't think was one of the highest days of pollen count. So I looked at my shirt, I was covered in pollen, the whole 9. So I already knew I was gonna stop off at the car wash on my way back to vacuum my car off. I had the little hose that they have now that blow all the dust out of you. I'm dusting myself off with it, dusting out the inside of my car. I still see the pollen just flying up in the air. Still coughing. I was coughing as if I was trying to smoke the world's strongest cigar, and I don't even smoke. It got the best of me. So I'm gonna follow these guidelines. Like I said, once again, y'all, I really believe if that wasn't really YouTube that told me I breached the community, whatever, that was somebody playing with me. Because when I looked for it on my last live, I didn't see no sign of it, no sign of, you would think if any platform tell you that, you should be able to find it somewhere. I was unable to find it. And the one thing I don't like with, not just saying social media, but even like work related stuff, if I can't find it, if I had to dig through several things to find something, it's not worth me finding it. So I'm gonna be careful. I'm trying not to name any more stores. But it's funny, I didn't get breached the other day when I was talking about Jody don't watch football, when I was talking about watching and cheating, but I'm apparently got breached. I'm thinking I got breached because I named some company names, some store names. But I'm gonna leave that alone. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep enjoying my dinner snack. Let me see. Hello, everybody. It says, "Are you Diddy? Am I Diddy? I don't know. Let me see who asked that question if I was Diddy, because we can cover that. Avocado boy, I guess. I don't know. Y'all, I'm gonna stop putting my glasses on. But anyway, apparently somebody just asked me if I was Diddy. Let's say I was. I'm not in anything extravagant right now, but this would be one of the best jail cells y'all ever seen. With the exception of back in the day of the Italian mob, when they got sent to jail and they had a plush environment. I really don't know what to say about the whole situation about Diddy that you hadn't heard. Let's just be honest. If y'all think what he did was bad, then that's okay. Now, I can agree what's bad when he involved younger people. Now, what he did with grown people, the same one of you that just asked if I was Diddy, you just wish you was there. Go on and admit it. You wanted to be there. You wanted to be greased up. See, you want me to get on that and stay on that, but okay, let's just say for the sake of argument's sake, yeah, I am Diddy. So when you get to Metro Atlanta, Georgia, you fly in at the airport. I'm not going to even name that, so I won't get in trouble. I will come pick you up, and I'll prove to you just how closely related I am to Diddy, as long as you're over 18. So we can do that. So if you have a million size couple of them, come on, y'all, come on, fly on into Atlanta, Georgia. Which, by the way, Diddy didn't live here. He visited here. So if you think I'm Diddy, let me just say this. I'm going to take you further than Diddy would have taken you. Let me just say that. So if that's what you want to do, if you want to play that game, we can go there. I can take you there. And if you don't believe me, get to know me. Like I say, I have receipts. I can show you some stuff. Be right back, y'all. I'm going to get my other sandwich. Y'all hang tight. And like I said, I don't have my glasses on, but I'm going to safely assume that was a young man that asked me if I was Diddy. And I have absolutely nothing against uh, anybody's preference, male or female. So to answer your question, if that came from a man and you think I'm Diddy, why you want to know? You trying to get bent? What's going on with that? So apparently, I have a fan on here that's craving Diddy or the Diddy treatment. So come on to Atlanta. Or if you can't make it to Atlanta, if you closer to Denver, I have a buddy in Denver that can give you the same treatment. So it's up to you. So I'm gonna leave that alone. I would love to challenge that, but the thing about me, I'm a straightforward person. And it takes a real coward to hide behind a bunch of emojis. Just speak up. Speak your piece. Put it on there for everybody to see. Because nobody can read emojis. And of course you're going to keep sending them because I just said it. So that's your moment to shine right there. So I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. Me thinking I still love the outdoors. I had better sense. Sad part about it, I had mask in my car. But I'm so happy it's running. I just want to get on there and be a big kid. Ate all that pollen. So now I know better. So coming back home, like I said, I stopped the car wash, rinsed the pollen out of my car. So I was gonna go through the little thing. I do have an account with them, but I don't always take my car through there. I pulled through the bay. It's two guys, one in front, one in back. I say no brush, no scrub brush. He said no brush. He yelled to the guy behind him, no brush. How about this idiot is putting that nasty brush on my brand new vehicle that's in that old nasty bucket? So I rolled the back window down, say, man, he said no brush. So I said, I just want the rinse. I got to explain to this dude. He's telling me, but you have the super superior, top of the line, golden ticket car service. No, I want a rinse. Just run me through that with water. Don't brush, don't nothing. He couldn't figure out how to do it. You took the little cutie that was at the stand, at the little booth that processed you through. She came over there, bloop, 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 bloop. She was probably barely old enough to have a job. I rolled through there with nothing but a rinse. I can't figure out why they putting people in these positions of these jobs. You can't even run a car wash. I don't want it brushed. I don't want you to put that heavy brush on my vehicle. I just want to go through and get a rinse, and I'm gonna wipe it dry. Because my vehicles don't never get that dirty. So I go through, totally touchless. No brushes, no foam, nothing. Just a rinse off. I pull up. I promise you, I wasn't paying this lady no attention. I pull up beside her. I put my little black gloves on, my Diddy gloves. Yeah, I got some Diddy gloves, but they black, okay? So I put on my little gloves. And I hear a voice saying, you too good to get your hands dirty? And before I looked at her, I said, lady, you just don't know how dirty I've gotten. And I looked up at her. And I looked down. I looked at her tires, looked at her rim. Instantly, I knew it was a big body Benz. I mean, if you think about the largest Benz, that's what she was pretty much in. And I don't know if it's the SL or the CL or the LMNOP. I'm just saying, it was big. Oh, that's a nice Honda. So yeah, thank you. So yeah, I had my benzo for 3 months now, and blah blah blah. She said, "Are you single?" I said, "Yes." Yes, by the way, I am single. She said, "Oh, we didn't even exchange names." She said, after I said yes, but yes, sir, I am single. Well, what do you bring to the table? No introduction, no nothing. She started out with a comment about my gloves, first of all. So she asked me what I'm bringing to the table. I'm looking at this big body Benz. Now, I don't know where I'm going with this. In my mind, lady, not only am I not going to pay your car note, I ain't paying for the oil change. The oil change probably is more than your car note, in my mind now. So back to the question. She asked me, what do I bring to the table? And by then, I've stood up because I'm down there wiping my rims off. I stood up. I said, well, I'm going to be honest with you. My table is full. I don't have enough room on my table for another saucer, a cup, or even a fork at this point. My table full. And I say, if you want to know how my table got so full, you can ask me. She said, okay, I'll bite. Why is your table full? We still ain't exchanged names. I say, because I chose to maintain the single life for as long as humanly possible. And I ain't saying women are out here to take your money. That's not where I'm going with that. But, you know, you just ask me what I'm bringing to the table, you know, and she's like, oh, no, I'm sorry, you took it the wrong way, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, you do have a nice car. I said, now, I'm going to tell you what I thought. We having a good conversation by now, still no names. I said, I pull up, I really didn't notice you. I'm just straightforward in my own zone, coughing on pollen. That's what I told her. So she laughing. So I drank another sip of water. I said, well, the fact that I pulled up and you made the joke about my gloves, and when you said something about I'm scared to get my hands dirty, and I said, well, you just don't know how dirty I've been. I said, by the way, these are my serial killer gloves. I got rope in the boot, in the trunk, as they call it. She's like, oh my. I say, now, what do I bring to the table? I said, I'm gonna tell you what I thought. And no disrespect, lady. I noticed this big body Benz. You asking me what I bring to the table. You just running off, firing off stuff after stuff. Didn't even bother asking my name. I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. By you making an opening joke, I was cool with that. But I see the big body Benz, and then you immediately ask me what I bring to the table. In my mind, that's giving you looking for a sponsor. Now, my question, how many of you guys would agree to that? Now, I'm not saying every woman out here is doing that. Now, keep in mind, what I'll talk about is what happened to me, not you. Oh, shoot, I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just making conversation. Well, that's a way, all right way to make conversation. That's a total stranger what he bring to the table. You know, and whatnot. Oh, she's like, nah, I'm sorry, I got my own. I don't need a man for nothing. This, that, and the third. I said, well, good. So you have your own. I got my own. That's why I said my table is full. So it sounds like your table is full. But once again, why are you asking me what I bring to the table? And this will mess her up. I said, I said to her, God, excuse me, I'm still eating. I said to her, not only is my table full, I got a chair under the hatch because I need another chair to go with that full table. So she laughed, la. I hit the hatch. I said, take a peek. I ain't gonna push you in there and drive all with you. She go look, she said, damn, you really do have a chair. Yeah. So that's a seat. If you want to take the chair out, you can sit down, but you can't sit at my table. Because when I leave here, I'm going home. And my table is too full. for anybody right now. I just really believe that you were sizing me up by the pocket. And I said, from the looks of it, you're out of my league. She said, what makes you say that? I said, look at me and look at you. Not that I'm down to myself, but I'm saying, you met me today at the car wash with some sweats on and this dusty shirt from when I was down there playing with a lawnmower. Oh, you cut grass on the side? No, I don't. Let me stop that. I say, but let's just say we get to know each other. The fact that you met me at a car wash and dressed like I'm dressed down. But to me, this is how I am on the weekend. Some sweats and a t-shirt. I'm gonna tell you right now, if we connected and we exchanged numbers, and by the time you think you know me enough for us to go meet up somewhere, it's gonna be at a coffee shop. I said this won't be a situation where you'll be at one of the newest fine dine restaurants in the city of Atlanta, taking pictures of the food you ain't gonna eat. You're gonna get a to-go box and you're gonna take it home and then save it and keep it warm for when the old dude come by. And she was like, oh my, you on the game. I said, no. The brother gotta eat. But I'm not in the mood to take nobody out for fancy dining right now. And it's not that I can't afford it, but for you to holler at me at the car wash, ask me what I bring to the table, and you think next week, by the time they bring that check. Funny thing is, I had a dream about this last night, no lie. And I need to play that number. It was 4405. For some reason, I was out at a fine place with eating with my friend, and we got our check, and it was $4,405. And I remember we was trying to escape the place. So I just dreamt this. And so we're just having a conversation. Her car's already finished, and I'm going around wiping my car. She walking around the side. Oh, this is nice. I'm like, yeah, I had this car about 6 weeks. What made you choose this color? Because once again, I'm a single male. My only dependent, if you want to call a grown daughter still a dependent, but she has her own. I get to make my choices. There are too many men that are in these relationships. Y'all start off getting these strong men, and then y'all break them down. Now, if y'all think I'm lying about this, the next time you at Home Depot or Walmart, oh shoot, I did it again. Next time you at a big box store shopping, and you see a couple, there's nothing wrong with the man pushing shopping cart, but I'm saying, watch his mannerisms and just watch how it looks like he's lost his zest for life because she's broke him down. So her and I was talking about that. And I said, but to be honest with you, I have no intentions of going out to dinner next week. I have no intentions to ask you to slide through. I'm just not interested. Now, look at me. I'm so conscious, I'm digging in my tooth. She was attractive. I'm not gonna lie, she was attractive. But the whole comment of what do I bring to the table, that was a money move. Now, had I approached her, asked for a name, a number, blah, 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 eventually I probably would have asked her out. And I'm grown. I'm way too grown to ask somebody for their social media. If I'm having a conversation with you and we in public, and apparently we making a connection, I ask you for your phone number. Oh, nah, you can hit me up on here, hit me up on that. I ain't got time to be following you from channel to channel, page to page. I'll say, well, no thanks. Have a good day. I walk off. Cause I'm old school. I don't need to follow you and your 40,000 friends. I'm just another number at that point. Finally, I see somebody I'm interested in. Either she didn't know her own phone number, or she don't think that people still do that these days. And that could have just been her situation then. But I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not finna start following social media like that. I've been on one of the other ones for a long time. The book, try not to say names. If I gave each and one of y'all my name to not follow me on there, but to look me up, I guarantee you it's gonna say 0 friends. Because I don't keep social media friends. I believe in having real friends. But yeah, doing this on YouTube, getting subscribers, essentially you're just subscribers. We're not friends. We're not communicating back and forth. We're not doing all that stuff. So I got that. So anyway, back to the lady at the car wash. So she was like, you have an interesting insight on things. Who hurt you? I said, can you be more specific? You mean like physically hurt me? Gave me what I asked for? What are we talking about? Oh, we finna take it down. First thing out her mouth, oh, you on some old 50 Shades stuff. I said, nah, that was quite boring. I said, I'm way deep in the 50 Shades. She's like, oh, do tell. I said, but no, I'm like the average man. Most men have been hurt. Yes, I've been hurt. A lot of men won't even admit that. But my being hurt in the past has nothing to do with the fact that my table is full. My table is full because I did get hurt. So I want you to understand that. So now she looking like, wait, let me process this. Oh my God, let me process this. You know, she doing all this. Let me process this. You know how y'all be beating your head. I said, I'll wait. She said, oh, so explain that to me. I said, okay. I've been married before, but prior to that, I've been in relationships. I said, I got hurt and I poured my all. I was one of those brothers that was always giving. And this is not about money, y'all. So don't get this wrong. But I was that giving brother. I was always there. I'm always trying to make it right. Always trying to fix stuff. And you get hurt behind it. So here I am, fresh out of a relationship that I knew was getting ready to end. So I started making sure the paper was going to be right. My paper trail was getting good. I say, so those things taught me a valuable lesson. So if the first thing out of your mouth, well, third thing is, what do I bring to the table? This is a transactional conversation. And I say, I'm not in the mood to make any kind of transactions right now. I say, because I may or may not already have somebody that I'm involved with transactionally, allegedly, possibly. So I don't need another one. And I said, I'm trying to figure out what your angle is. I said, no, I'm just trying to make conversation. I'm not from here. I'm up north. I'm from New York. And didn't that a third at me where I was from. I told him, I already know what's coming. If you would have asked me this 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I'd be telling you the same answer. Fast forward to today. Every time I meet one that's from New York, and then it gets all of y'all, I'm talking about me personally. And the minute I say from Georgia, oh, you one of them Atlanta dudes. Down here, y'all slow. I say before you say it, yes, I'm from here and yes, I'm slow. You see how I'm taking my time? I'm processing my words. I'm in no rush. You know, you might be too fast for me. You might be too slick for me, or at least you think. You know, so I want you to dispel that notion that men from Atlanta, Georgia, not men that moved here, that was born and raised here, are just slow in country. If you're true to your own game, what you gonna be in a rush for? I don't rush to get to nowhere. Unless I gotta go to the bathroom. Other than that, I ain't rushing to work. Now I lied, y'all. I rush from work, but I ain't rushing to work. So now we just still talking. And I did this move like I know the women always do. I always want to do this. She said, well, Let me get your number. We need to continue this chat. I got to go. Gave her my phone. I said, put your number in my phone. She put it in there. Still no name. She just put in 678 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. It's okay. I got you locked in. I looked at it. I'm like, this little dumb. You know, I'm in my mind. No sooner she bent that corner, I deleted it. Now, if you want to know what I bring to the table, now you give me your number. I still don't know your name. Y'all please tell me what this woman wanted. She wanted money. I ain't dumb. And I'm not against any woman that's out here on her hustle, on her grind, getting that paper however she can get it. That is not the point. It's the simple fact that I knew that was her angle and I wasn't buying it. You know, I support a good hustle, but I didn't want to take part of that hustle. You know. So she hit that corner, peeled on off, car shining, big old Mercedes. Like it was gonna take her 3 days to turn that corner. It was so long. Delete. She need to go on up there, go down on the right, pull up right there at that gas station, and try that on somebody else, or at a truck stop, or down there at the strip club where the ballers ball. Cause baby, look, let me tell you something. I am not the one. I was not really giving her a chance to put her foot in the door, let alone asking me what I brought to the table. My table is full. There's no more room at the end. I don't have room for the BS. I don't have time to open my pocket like that. When I tell y'all, no, don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting over here filthy rich and all these things, but I'm well taken care of by self. I tend to stay that way. I was just talking to a buddy of mine today about the same thing. Because he knew when I was married. And I told him the same thing I've been telling y'all. I have nothing against being married. I'm glad he's still married. I say, but for me, in this current space, I have no desire to to get into a serious relationship. None. Because I like my alone time. I like the fact that when I came in this house, I didn't hear no lip. Hey, it took you a long time. You sure you was at your daughter's house? And all this kind of backlash. And look, if that's what y'all are doing, y'all stop. If you with that man and you with that woman because you love them, work on that. Stop all the way you been and what took so long. You know, maybe your spouse was gone. He's on the way back. He parked over there by a little dewdrop inn and just chilled for 30 minutes and just drinking a bottle of water because he wasn't ready to come home. Because he know what he's coming home to. If Sunday's supposed to be a day of rest for a lot of people, why are y'all still going off on each other on Sunday? Let's call that a timeout. There's nothing wrong with waking up in the morning next to your loved one and saying, good morning, baby. You know, but y'all don't got so, relaxed. You roll over, your homeboy laying next to you. He like, sup. Ladies, don't allow your man to even talk to you like that because that level of respect slowly start going downhill. Teach him how to say good morning. Then once he get accustomed to it, as soon as you wake up and open your eyes that one day, when he say good morning to you, you're going to be smiling better than you ever smiled in the last 6 months of waking up next to that guy. It starts with a good greeting. And I'm not trying to get on here and tell people not to talk slang, not to do this, because I know majority of the world is hooked on it. But it's okay sometimes to come out of that character that you're in and treat each other like actual grown human beings. It's okay. I mean, I think if y'all tried it, and this is not personal against neither one of you because I don't know you. I'm saying y'all because myself included. I think if we tried, our relationships can change a little bit. Because when men start referring to their ladies as bruh, and women start accepting that messed up a whole lot of stuff. Now, I ain't never referred to not a single woman as bruh. Now, that works for a lot of people. If y'all on that level, that's fine. But do he even look at you as a woman anymore? Now you his homeboy. So then you wondering why Jerome ain't acting right? Because he don't have to. Because we have become in a society of you will accept anything. And when a man knows that a woman will accept anything, he's gonna give her anything. Now, if you command and demand respect, you'll get it. Then you might mess around and get you a grown man. A real grown man. I ain't talking about because he's 18. I'm talking about a grown man. The one that'll help take care of his woman when she down. And for all my brothers out here, yes, my brothers, this has nothing to do with the color of your skin. I'm talking to you, man to man. If you can't cook, learn to cook. Cook for your lady. Fix her some start easy. Start with breakfast. Especially if you were single for 6 months to a year. Man, what were you doing all that time with that stove in your kitchen? When you single, that's the best time to hone your skills. Learn to cook a decent meal. Learn to grill a decent cheese. Grilled cheese. Make it the best you can. Try some different ingredients. So when you have that young lady over and she spends the night and now she comfortable, you up. She laying there looking so pretty. You can't even fix her a bowl of grits or fix her some bacon or fix her some coffee. Now she's waking up and she's like, man, I'm kind of hungry. She go in the kitchen and you don't even have anything in the kitchen. So where's the hospitality? See, in a lot of cases, those of us, as they say, slow men from the South, we all about hospitality. We gonna take care of you. 9 times out of 10. I ain't saying all of us, we can't do that all of us game, but we gonna take care of you. I know if you're coming, I know if you intend on staying, I'm gonna make sure there's gonna be enough to snack on that night, and I'm gonna make sure you get your coffee in you, or you gonna have some breakfast in the morning, whether you want it or not. Cause I'm gonna have me some. So if you learn to do these little things, you don't have to be running around here asking people what they bring to the table. Because had that lady greeted me a little bit better than like I'm just dude, I would have had a better conversation with her. I wasn't rude to her, but see, the way her perception was of me led the conversation to go the way it did. That could have went another way. If she was truly interested in getting to know me and not asking what I bring to the table. Go figure. Ask me what I bring to the table. I happen to have a chair to a table in the back of my car. Perfect timing. Excuse me, y'all. Lettuce in my tea. I'll say, ain't no fancy editing over here. I'm gonna do what I do. But yeah, this whole relationship ride, and I know all of y'all got great relationships. I know some of y'all probably wish he would just leave home and keep going. Be ready for that too. When I tell y'all I love my peace and quiet, I absolutely do. I absolutely do. When I was talking to my buddy on the phone today, that 1 hour conversation we was having, I couldn't stop saying how much peace I've gained and where I am in life and things of that nature. And, you know, yeah, I go out. I went out yesterday. I don't have to talk about all my little outings when I want to go meet up with somebody over a drink or something like that. Not important because it's just a meetup. You know, I can remember the time you meet a young lady, you go out for drinks or dinner, maybe go again. You trying to get invited over. They weren't trying to hear it. It's too soon. Now, they want to just throwing it at you. Just, I don't mind coming your way. No, I'm good. The tables are turned. Because a lot of times, a lot of women has screwed over so many men that now they're damaged. And they don't know that we know when they approach us that you're damaged, here come trouble. It's all based on the conversation. You coming at me like straight hood and the what's up and the all that old. We're already incompatible. Not already. And like minds do generate towards each other. I do understand that. But I'm not in the mood or the space to settle for anything when I don't want anything. I'm perfectly fine. I'm good. I got enough to keep me afloat. I got a friend if I'm in need. That's all I need. I mean, I'm at peace so much right now. I don't even want a pet. I got the time to take care of a pet. I mean, you need to get you a cat. They take care of themselves. Why do they feel like I need a pet? I don't need one. I don't want one. I don't want to remember to get the dog food or the cat food. Or I enjoyed that when I had it. But when I had to let my dogs go, I said it'll be a while before I do that again. I love coming home. Right now, I'm sure y'all can hear it. If I shut up talking long enough, the only thing going on is my washing machine. That's the only thing that's going on. I can sit here in peace and quiet. I ain't got to worry about old spouse right there in the background in the room talking about me like I'm a dog to her friends, or she talking about me like I'm a dog to her side dude. I ain't got to worry about that. Because with me, we can do it one of two ways. We can be in a relationship. When I sit down and have that talk with you, look here. Yeah, at one point, one, if not one, both of us will get bored. And if you feel like you need to get out there and hook up, let me know. Hey, I might want to watch. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to open this door. You give a woman that option. What they do? They still go out there and screw it up. So when you've been given this option and you still want to screw things up, then I ain't got no more use for you. None. Because everybody wants to be so secretive. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I believe the reason why a lot of people in relationships that are so sneaky and cheating goes back to what I was saying a couple of days ago when I went live. We were all taught or given the assumption that certain things are bad, touching yourself when you're young. Learning, discovering yourself. Certain things were bad. They even went so far to say not before marriage. So they put this idea in our heads. And what you do, when nobody was looking and you in your room by yourself, your favorite pillow just getting tore out the frame, or your sock, or whatever y'all were using. So now you're sneaking doing things. Now what happened? Now you're a grown person, a full-fledged adult. What you doing? You still sneaking. See, all that stuff backfired. What they was telling you that was bad in the beginning. And they caused you to sneak, and now here you are, grown, and you're still sneaking. When you have somebody in your life say, hey, if you got an itch, you got a scratch. Let's sit down and talk about it. Oh, girl, I might want to watch. Tell where you meet them at. I'm getting details. Someone can't handle that. So a lot of this cheating is based on that, because you had to sneak so much then. Now you're in a relationship or marriage, you can't even talk to your spouse about your desires. About, I'm going to tell y'all a story I was told me today, but not on this one, because my battery's going dead. But when you start doing all this cheating, when I tell y'all something, but people tell me some stuff because they know I'm open to it. I'm receptive. I don't judge them and all these things. But I just be like, wow, how'd you pull that off? But I'm a listener. and this could be somebody I'm not even physically involved with, but it's exciting to me, if you will. It's certain things, it's certain taboo things that excite me. So I want to hear about it. But now here you are, back to our story, everybody. Here we are. We got a whole spouse at home. I'm just gonna say spouse because not everybody's married. And we sneaking. A lot of times, men, we sneaking with our spouse's friend. That same friend that your lady said, "Oh, girl ain't no good." No, I ain't hooking up with your homie. No, cause she been ran through. Lady, you know what you just told your old dude? Now I'm gonna start talking. Yeah, I'm finna get in the hood now. You just told your dude that she for the streets. You pretty much just really opened her legs for your man when you said that. So now she coming around. He's like, yeah, we need to have another cookout. Oh, everybody came over, blah, blah, blah. Now he getting extra friendly with her. Bill Bam in the third. Now all y'all cool. She thought you didn't like her at first. You already done show him the shortcut to get there. Now, buddy, she too drunk. You'll drive her home. Ooh. Yeah, and now you gonna put on the front. Dang, baby, I ain't signed up for being a taxi cab. Y'all know how we play it off. He take her home. She played that drunk to get your man over there. She invited me in. Nah, he got to help her in. She's like, yeah, come on in. Let me thank you. Get you a nightcap. Next thing you know, she climbing his Mount Everest. Mm-hmm. You don't even have a clue. The same one for the street that you told her about. She gave you all the ammunition you needed. Anytime somebody give a man that kind of ammunition about somebody, he already knows it's gonna be an easy mark. He's gonna allow that person to make her moves. And that's just the nature of the beast. That's just how it is. So ladies, be careful what you say about your best friend and be mindful that she know your man fine. She wasn't coming around that much when you were single. Y'all would probably meet at the bar, but now she trying to be at your house, if not every weekend, at least twice a week for something or another. She peeping your man, and vice versa. Men, we do it too. We go, we do it too. Yeah, we guilty of that. So y'all be careful. But if you can be open with each other and honest with each other, and the reason why I'm saying is that gives the other person the opportunity to decide if this is something they want to be involved with, or if they want to just tell you, nah, you need to hit the highway. I think you should give that person that opportunity, because you're probably involved with somebody and your spouse is the best thing going. She's a great person, or he's a great person, but you still for the streets. And then you're gonna wake up one day without that person. Now you're lonely, now you're bitter, now you just don't know what to do with yourself. So see, a lot of times people don't really want to talk about this. They don't want to be truthful, but I don't have anything to hide. I wish I could say a lot of things, but I know I will be banned from YouTube. I'm not trying to do that just to impress y'all. Now, if I decide to get a podcast somewhere, I make sure I reach out to all my subscribers, because I'm thinking about doing a podcast, and it will be on another platform, so I can, what they say, delve deep. That word don't sound right to me. I still say dive deep. I don't know why, but these are some things that we have to look out for. And I know y'all probably think, oh my God, he's on that trip again about cheating. I ain't talking about cheating. My last one was, Tyler, it's not cheating if your spouse watches. I ain't saying you gotta watch, but I'm just saying y'all give each other the opportunity to know what you're doing before you go do it. Or why are you in a relationship? Y'all know everything else about each other. A lot of times as couples, we can't discuss what should have been discussed within the first, at least within the first 2 months of dating. That subject should have come up by now. Your fetishes, your fantasies, your desires, within 2 months, 60 days. That subject should have been brought up by now. That way, both of y'all won't be sitting over there saying, dang, I'm getting bored. He don't do nothing. It's the same old thing. He's sitting over there saying the same thing about you. He ain't trying to open up that freak box because he don't want to scare you off. But you sitting over here wondering, dang, he too boring. He's saying she too boring. Because y'all don't talk. Y'all don't talk. Learn to talk to each other. You're probably sitting there right now next to your spouse. You watching this YouTube live. Your spouse sitting over there watching TV. Probably wondering what you giggling about. And if you giggling about this, that's because a lot of times that's your immaturity. You can't handle this kind of subject. And like I said, last other videos, I don't know how many videos ago, there's a perfect example. It's pretty here in the metro area. Wherever you are, if you got this same kind of bright sunshine going on, before it get dark, y'all go sit out there on the deck or go sit on the hood of the car or just go outside. Get you a little glass of wine or something and open the table for discussion. Not with accusations, but for discussions. That's a big difference. You can do it. She already know you're a strong man. You know, you big old strong dude, you know. Your presence is known when you enter any room, but you can't sit down and get into your deepest, darkest secrets. And you're so afraid that your sensitive side is gonna come out. She been with you for a while. She already know you're sensitive. The bigger you are, the sweeter you are. She already know this. That's one of the things she love about you, but you won't show it. You won't show it, but you need to start. Y'all sit down and have a good conversation. You gotta start somewhere. You have to. That was may have been about a year ago. This lady, she was married. I don't think I saw it on here. I think I saw it on the news program. She was pregnant, and it wasn't her husband's child. She carried that baby for 9 months, gave birth to the baby because the dude wanted the child. How in the world? I know it's possible, but I'm just asking. How you pregnant 9 months and you got a whole husband at home? He didn't notice. Now she could have been thick and could concealed it better. I don't know, but it seems like to me something that would have been some writing on the wall somewhere. And it's a relatively fresh story, maybe a year or two. But anyway, how it all came to light. He got killed in an accident, and of course his family knew about the woman who gave birth. So they reached out to contact her, and because they felt like the child needed to be with the birth parent. And that's how the husband found out. Didn't he know he had a whole, what would that make that? Would that make it his kid or step kid? If you married to the woman, she gave birth to another man's child. I don't know. But anyway, see, that kind of stuff can happen. Like I said, I'm trying not to make my post about diseases and all. We know they out there. I'm just talking about other real life stuff. How can you hide a whole baby from your husband? And just as when you thought it was free and clear, sorry what happened to the guy in the accident, but now the baby came back full circle. Yeah. If a lot of y'all are deeply into the spirit or whatever case you may want to call it, you look at it as whoever your higher power is sent that baby back to that woman in some kind of way or another. Never mind the guy lost his life, but the higher power sent that baby back. And we can all believe that. We can all trust and understand that. But considering the whole pregnancy, how did you manage to go to the hospital and tell your husband? Maybe she told she's gonna be out of town a couple of days. I don't know. But I don't understand how you managed to do that. Now that's pulling the wool over somebody's eyes. When chances are, if they would have had the conversation about desires and she had an itch she wanted to scratch, chances are that probably would have happened. But at least you would have given your husband the heads up that you thinking about stepping out. And now, had you done that, he's aware of the fact that, you dating Joe over there. If the baby comes up, then, husband aware of it because, hey, y'all all signed up for this. But at least between your side dude and your husband and you, y'all could have figured out, we gonna raise this baby together. But dude wanted the baby. She really didn't, because she didn't want to bring that baby back home. And y'all see where I'm going with that? Had the husband known, the baby could have had shared custody. Best of both worlds. So I can't remember if the husband divorced. I can't remember that. I didn't read off into that much of it. But that wasn't just an isolated incident. It's a lot of that going on. That has happened so many times. When people get out here and do that kind of stuff. And the majority of, I'm gonna say us, I ain't gonna say y'all, majority of us, yeah, we've been cheated on. And when you do that, you open up the door for a whole lot of stuff. Because I'm the type, okay, if we could talk about it in advance, and I'm telling you we can, but you want to come to me after the fact, and then once you want to start talk about it, see, now I'm seeing you in a whole nother light. So it's anything goes then. And there's a thing, you can look it up on any one of your media platforms. 5 signs that they're just not into you. 5 signs. And a lot of them lead back to the same thing. They're desiring somebody else. We can't stop that, of course. But I think being made aware of it also helps. One of the major signs is when she used to hug you, when she used to greet you, how her eyes lit up. Now you getting that, what they call it, that church hug from your own spouse. Think about it. Think about how at first that couch y'all shared together sitting on, it felt like that couch was that tiny. Now y'all are so far apart. She scooted away from you. And God, you let it happen. Maybe because I don't know, maybe you're drinking. It could be whatever reason it was, she scooted away from you. Now it's not too late. She's still there. You can reel her back in. But if you like most of us, you don't care no more at that point. You just buying your time. You can't wait for him to leave. Or for you to get to the point where you can leave. Now, see, that's a whole nother story for another day. But if you're in this relationship and you really want to be in it, and let's just say it's going fine. Y'all not having these little issues. Complete trust with each other. Me talking about sitting down talking about it, it's not because you don't trust the person. But everything is going fine. If everything is going that well, y'all still can sit down and talk about those taboos together. Think about some creative ideas together. Maybe, okay, you just came back. You just had spring break. Y'all took them loud kids with y'all. It's your job. You're a parent. You took all 5 of them. Now, both of y'all y'all come back from vacation, needing a vacation. Split them kids up. If both of y'all parents still alive, split them kids up. Y'all gonna have a weekend to yourselves. I think you should book it immediately after your spring break with them kids. Ain't nothing against the kids. I'm just saying. Y'all had all this time with them, 24/7 practically. You're worn out from the drive or the flight or making sure they stay entertained, and it's burning all your energy trying to make sure they happy. That next weekend, y'all should be going somewhere together. Even if it's just over to the next city, drive to the country, get your B&B. Since I can't say it right, I got to be creative with this stuff. But anyway, It's things like that you have to think about. Like with me, a red flag for me right now, at my age, and it's in my description or whatever y'all call that thing. As soon as I meet somebody close to my age, if they tell me they got full custody of a grandchild or full custody of a young kid in their household, I've already lost interest. Nothing against the kid, but I've played that role. I've done my tour of duty more than once. You know, I'm too old or too grown to have to be trying to sit up with somebody, wait for a little bit to go to sleep. And a lot of times, we have a lot of missed opportunities because of that. Now, if you have that situation going on, you do have full custody. There is nothing wrong with that. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, for me, I'd rather not. I just rather not. So, what happened with just the other week? Getting to know this lady. Great conversations. Great, wonderful, terrific. And she told me the next day she was having company, some old friends, because she didn't get to celebrate her birthday. She said, I'm having company over tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm like, well, good for you. And prior to that point, every morning, we couldn't wait to text each other. We just texting each other, good morning, have a great day, every morning. I'm keeping with the same routine. I get up, usually by 6:30, we both made contact. I reached out, good morning, enjoy your belated birthday, stay safe. I didn't get a response. I figured, well, okay, she busy. They might be getting up, getting brunch. Whole day, nothing. Got home that evening. I really, at this point, I hadn't thought nothing about it. And like usually, when I get home, I always joke her, honey, I'm home. Nothing. I just want to sleep. Didn't think too much about it. That next day, mid-afternoon, when she texted me, it was just totally on something else. She asked me, do I know anybody that has a particular item she's looking for? I answered her. But at that point, when she pretty much dropped off and ghosted me, I instantly lost interest in her. That's just how short my attention span is. No, you don't have to talk to me every day, but if we developing this pattern and you obviously read my message, thanks, Warren, but you know, I'll be busy all day. Okay, we'll talk later, everything. But when you just straight up don't respond for whatever reason, and then the next day you acting like all is well, still no, yeah, I had a great time. We were busy yesterday. How's it going? You don't owe me no explanation, but come on, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all can be interested in somebody, and then you get ghosted for a full day. Not saying that that person has to talk to you every day, but you have some type of a pattern developing. And then when they finally decide to slide back through, they're acting like it was nothing. Maybe they wasn't very considerate of being considerate during that moment. I allowed that whole conversation, our daily conversation, to just fall to the wayside. But every time she would text me, I would text her something. And a couple of days ago, I had just got home from work, and she was asking about that particular item that I can see if I can help her find. So we're on the phone. I was like, okay, well, I'm getting ready to eat my dinner. If I come across anything else, I'll let you know. What are you having for dinner? She's trying to hold a whole conversation. I said salmon and broccoli. I lied. I was just trying to get her off the phone. I wasn't mad. I just lost interest because of my short attention span. Because I just felt if this could be a norm for her, and this is, I don't want to be a part of that. Let's keep in mind, I was married before. So when you got a wife that do that would just vanish for a couple of days. And no, I'm not bringing that into this situation. I'm just simply saying, have some consideration. When you've been nothing but, good night, Warren, have a blessed night, and all this stuff, and you so So, first of all, she was too damn perfect for me. It was just something about her. Okay, you were just too neat. And then, good morning, you know, it's just so cheerful, and I'm loving that. Till dead silence, all over until that next afternoon. Now, keep in mind, I did text her that morning. I did text her that afternoon, didn't get nothing. So at this point, I'm like, well, I'm not going to keep doing this. You know, she'll reach out when she reaches out. But it was something totally different from the normal greeting. So I'm like, So anyway, y'all, I got bored just that quick with her. To the point that I didn't delete her number, but we were supposed to meet up this Saturday, past Saturday, yesterday. I ain't called, I didn't confirm, I just left it alone. Because by that point, by Thursday, I was already pretty much burnt out with her, based on that. And that's coming from when you have a person telling you, this is why I don't like when people start asking me about that old love language crap, because all the stuff that she said to me, she wasn't practicing what she preached. So it fell back onto that. That was part of it. You know, you want to be considered. You don't know, you know, if this person's your man, he's thinking about you. You want a man to show you the attention and love and affection, but you wasn't giving that all of a sudden. And I'm trying to just make a point, y'all. When y'all feel like that early into a situation, either y'all gonna discuss it or you gonna let it go. But don't let that ride. And you find yourself being locked in with this person, and they doing that to you 6 months later. And if you moved in with them within 6 months, that's too fast anyway. You know, just saying. It can work for a lot of people. Some people moved in together after knowing somebody for two years, and they've been together 35 years. So it can work. But with today's time, everything is so darn disposable. People get brand new cars for gifts, and they go out here and tear them up because these kids don't know a sense of value. Or even grown people doing that. So it is what it is. Everybody got to make their own decision. I don't write the book on nothing. I don't have any plaques on the wall that say I'm doctor of nothing. I'm just talking about my experiences, and I'm just putting it out there. That's all I'm doing. And for those of you that are listening and continue to listen to me run my mouth, I really do appreciate y'all. And if you haven't already, I don't mind if you do subscribe to my channel. I said I wasn't going to keep saying it 4 or 5 times a video. That's something else I'm working on. Not that I don't care, but I'm just saying, if you like it, by all means, I got plenty of room for new subscribers. And if you reach out to me and send me a message, I go through and check my messages. I've been trying to reach back out to everybody, a simple thank you back or whatever. I haven't worked on this enough to take this phone and put it in my face while it's live to try to be messing with these live messages, because that'll take away from me talking to y'all. Because a lot of times I'm gonna be trying to figure out, dang, what the heck is he talking about? Y'all ever gotten in messages like that? You don't understand what somebody's saying. I don't want to waste y'all time trying to decipher something. You know, because I'm a straightforward person. If you want to know something, ask me straightforward. You know, you don't have to play around with me. You give me a straightforward question, I'm gonna give you a straightforward answer. I can guarantee you that. I don't need to play around. I can tell you straightforward, and then we can go from there. But don't confuse me or anybody else being straightforward with you when they respond to you as they're mad at you or they're angry. You just dealing with somebody that's straightforward. It's a big difference. Some people don't know the difference in that though. They think just because somebody can be blunt with them and straight that they angry. That's not always anger. You're just talking to somebody that's all about business, somebody that's very truthful. And because a lot of times they've played their way through a whole lot of situations, even in their relationship, so they don't understand when somebody's trying to talk to them straightforwardly. I bet you in any given relationship right now that's involving, let's just keep it PG, a man and a woman. Let's just say he loves video games and you love scrapbooking. This man can tell you everything without taking a breath about a particular video game, what makes it work, the whole nine. But he can't have a straightforward conversation about himself to you. Because we become conditioned to not talk to each other like that. And that needs to be put back into relationships. Y'all, not you over there or you. I'm talking about the other, everybody, those of us that's not. All the ones over here that's doing a good job. Keep up the good work. I'm just talking about the others. We have to learn to sit and open our mouth for communication. We have to learn to communicate with each other. I mean, straightforwardly. Take all the street out of it, all the jokes out of it. Just sit down and have a truthful, honest to goodness conversation. And if y'all don't know how to do it, and for those of you that are really young, that don't understand what I'm talking about, and if you're fortunate enough to have a grandparent or that one uncle or auntie that's still around, go sit on the porch with them and ask them. When she asks you, well, how's your girlfriend? Well, Granny, I want to be more assertive. I want to be more open to her. She gonna tell you some stories, and she gonna tell you some stories. That's why her and your granddaddy were together for 65 years. You ain't got to model everything they did, because I understand times have changed, but you can take a little bit from those stories to apply it to your relationship. And that's what's wrong with, in a lot of cases, people was never given that opportunity because they don't even know how their parents stayed together that long. They don't even know. Some of us never seen our parents fight, but we know they did. So they probably skipped the generation because you didn't learn those things from your parents in a lot of cases. So now you're trying to figure out what's wrong with this one. Why can't I? She's probably already over across town, talked to her grandmama, her auntie, and everybody. They telling her, well, girl, he gonna have to do this. He gotta do this and that, and the third. Now they're telling you what your man need to do to put that sparkle back in your eye, but ain't nobody telling him. See, you know it now. You coming back home full of knowledge. Now you looking at him. When you left at 3 o'clock to go visit your grandmama on Saturday to take her chicken, now you back at 6:30. He's still in that same game. Now you mad. Nobody's talked to him yet. You see what I'm saying? So make an appointment. Guess who we gonna make this appointment with? Your grandmama, and luckily, if he's still around, your granddaddy. And they already know that you bringing Junior over there. So Grandpa, Uncle John, somebody gonna take him out there in that tool shed where he working on that old classic and just start talking to him. Ain't done no threats, just talking to him. Man, let me tell you what you gotta do, man. How you gotta get your girl right, man. He gonna tell her. He gonna tell your boyfriend or your husband. See, there's ways you can do this. Make that appointment. You ain't gotta go to a counselor. Sometimes your best counselors are the elderly. And if you don't believe me, if some of you still going to relationship coaches now, they might not want to tell you the truth, but if you ask the one that you can trust in, confide in, they'll say, yeah, you can get great knowledge from your grandparents or your great uncles. Because guess what? That's where they're going to get a lot of information from. Yeah, they got those nice plaques on the wall, but they sit down and they've talked to their grandparents and their uncles, or they getting valuable information when they go to family reunions. A lot of times they don't even know that she's studying to become the doctor or the coach. She's bringing in all that valuable information. She's making note of it. So that's what y'all have to do. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I remember growing up and the old folks would tell you, what you could and couldn't do. If it wasn't your parents, it was the next door neighbor, all that stuff. So fellas, if you want to know, you can even talk to your brother, but I'm telling you like this, if you and your brother talking about the same thing, y'all on the same page, y'all talking about the same video game, that's the wrong person to talk to. And I ain't got nothing against video games. I don't play them. I'm just saying, you need somebody like that's on that level. You trying to figure out, man, we've been together a year. She say she love him, but something missing. If your dad is still around, go have that talk with just you and him. Call him up. Say, hey, I'm coming to take you to lunch. You ain't probably like me. I ain't never in my life took him to lunch. No. Would I do it today if I had a chance? Yeah, I would. I ain't gonna even lie. But pick him up, take him lunch, or give him that ride to the barbershop, cause you know he go to the barbershop every Saturday. Your granddaddy probably still go down there and do nothing but go down there and play chess. Call him up. Hey, yeah, granddad, I'm whipping this butt down here playing chess. I'm gonna come through there, granddad, check on you. He gonna say, all right, boy. Get him in the car and just pull up somewhere, drive through window, whatever. Have that talk with him. Look, granddad, I need some help. And he gonna tell you some stuff you probably ain't ready to hear, but you gotta listen to him anyway. Because somewhere he knew that day was gonna come. He just glad it finally came before it's too late for you to talk to him. So y'all, let's stop writing off the elderly like they don't know nothing. Let's all stop doing that. Because that's where a lot of these life coaches and all these other people, these glove gurus, that's where they compile all their information from. In a lot of cases, all that stuff ain't in that book. Because what that book gonna tell you on that shelf, or that podcast gonna tell you, is something totally different than knowledge from an elder person. Because they have a lot of knowledge. And one day we can talk about why divorce rate is so high. Why there are so many single parents, so many single women raising kids. And a lot of y'all don't even know that, you know. But the simple fact is, I'm gonna keep this one brief, but it's true. When a lot of people moved into the inner city and they created these housing projects, one of the key factors at that time, you couldn't have a man living in that house. Y'all don't believe that? Go look it up. And they would come around and check. So that started it off. Now you got mama with 4 or 5 kids raised by just mama. Now, girl 16, she pregnant. Mama take her down to show her how to get an apartment. Same situation. Can't have a man in the house. And now look at how we all living now. Look at how we all living. That's probably one of the reasons why I say I don't want to live with nobody. I didn't have that situation growing up, but I'm just saying, it affected us all one way or another. Then they started separating you. No matter where you go, if you're in a relationship, one of the biggest challenges you're going to face is being separated. If you go to your best friend's wedding, they're going to try to separate y'all. Girl, come here, blah, blah, blah. You go to a cookout, they want to separate you. I ain't saying you got to be in each other's lap every 5 minutes. Back in the old days when I was married, first time, we went to a particular church. Guess what they did? They separated us. It was disguised as Men's Day and Ladies' Day. Men out there cooking barbecue. They're going to do the car wash thing. They doing all this. On the exact same Saturday, the ladies probably was going around and passing out food and stuff. That was hardly a time I saw something that we all came together as a unit to do things outside of the church together. And I started noticing that. I said, damn, they dividing us. Tell you why they divide you. And y'all trust me, I'm not coming down on religion. I'm just telling you, you still need to be made aware of the snakes are everywhere, okay? They will divide you. And they're going to try to figure out which one is the weakest link between you and your spouse. And the weakest link is the one they're going to hit for all the money. And if I'm lying, I'm flying. And I don't have wings. I witnessed that myself. All was fine and good. She writing them checks. She just busting out checks. I'm sitting in service one day. President of the treasury, whatever. Boy, let me holler at you for a minute. In the middle of the sermon going on. She was sitting in the choir that day. That's why she went beside me. Wait, why we got some checks that bounced. And I was just wondering if you can bring those checks true. And I said, hold on, who wrote the checks? He said, your wife. In what account? He looked at it. He said, hers. I said, so why are you asking me? Well, being that y'all married and you are unified, I said, oh, wait a minute, brother. Just because I'm married to her does not mean I'm responsible for the fact that y'all went after her for all that money. But no, I can't bring it true. So he's still sitting behind me while service going on. Well, I don't mean no disrespect. I say, well, be honest with you, I don't even like being in here no more. From the day we walked in here, y'all separated us. Y'all did that because y'all needed the money. So I'm gonna ask you to leave me alone and let me finish listening to what Pastor Miss Lady talk about. And I'm gonna go on about my business. Yeah, she was bouncing checks in church. All because we got separated. I don't remember one time other than showing up at that church where we had a function that we were out in the streets doing things to help people together. I don't remember. And we did, it probably was once. Except for that, the little typical Saturday afternoon church picnic thing. Everybody was there, but as far as going out doing things I don't remember. I really do not remember. And the next time she called me, begging to put her foot back in the door, I'm going to ask her about that. I'm going to ask her about it. I'm almost tempted to call and ask her today. But she'll surface again. She always do. So people will separate you no matter where you are. So y'all got to be mindful of that. Somebody don't got between you and your relationship, and either his buddy putting bad words in his ear or her girlfriend doing it too. And a lot of cases, it could be a couple. Let's just say your wife, best friend, and her husband. Your wife don't like the fact that you got married because now she can't rely on you for nothing no more. And her husband, she already pausing her husband over there at their house. Now he don't like the dude. Now they conniving against y'all. They over there calling your wife, inviting her to come hang out to a barbecue or Saturday, something, because they know you work Saturdays. And what does she do? She go not once, but 3, 4, 5 times without even saying, no, I'm gonna chill today, I'm gonna wait, I'm going to have lunch with my man today or whatever. See, we don't think like that. They already pulling her away. I ain't gonna turn this into another one of them conversations about Jody don't like football. I'm gonna do another one of those soon. But y'all just be mindful of this. Separation is ain't no joke. People will try to separate you and y'all don't even know it. But once again, y'all just reach out to your spouse and sit down and just check in with each other. It ain't gotta be about fantasies and fetishes, but hey, that will help. Check in with each other. Lady, if you tired of watching him playing that video game, check in with him about it. If you could put your kids on restrictions, why you can't put your husband on restrictions? All right, Earl, no more video games on Sunday. Sunday's my day. We going back to doing our brunch and we're gonna spend the whole day together. And if for some reason he can't do it, he don't want to do it. Earl checked out. Because why he wouldn't want to do that, and he want to sit there all day Sunday and play on that video game that he just did all day Saturday, that he was doing Friday night when he got home from work. Lady, if you want your man to be more into you, you just got to get creative. And men, the same thing go for y'all. Because I'm glad y'all in relationships. Whether you over there suffering or not, make the best of it. And a lot of stuff I'm saying because I'm talking about from first-hand experience. This ain't hearsay. But I don't need to name names. I ain't got no animosity against nobody. If I just slip up and start talking about something that happened to me in one of my many relationships, it's gonna be the truth. And I ain't gotta drop nobody's name. So there it is in a nutshell. But anyway, this has been my therapeutic moment for peace and quiet to get on here and run my mouth to y'all. Because I thought I had ran my mouth enough today on the phone to my buddy, but no, I still had some more in me. So I did get some good news. A buddy of mine that left this area some few years ago, he's coming back to the area, so I'm glad of that. So we're gonna talk probably later in the week about, I think he's gonna be back here mid-May. So I'm kind of glad of that. He's one of the good ones. Just so happened I was thinking about him today, and I texted him, and he picked up the phone and called me. So I found out he's moving back. So I'm glad to hear that. But as far as me, how I spend my Sunday afternoons, I like a lot of murder mystery shows. Somebody got me hooked on that. It started with First 48, then it graduated. So now, here I go talking about stuff I probably gonna get breach again. I just say I like a lot of who did it shows, documentaries. Okay, I don't want the Tube to be talking about I breached again because I named something. I'm sorry, Tube. Yeah, I don't even want to call their name because I might be breaching that. I ain't trying to be funny. Let me stop before they block me for real. My apologies, YouTube. But anyway, my Sunday evenings, that's what I do. If I'm not on YouTube doing some how-to, looking at RVs, how to fix things, watching this guy I watch on his channel. I'm not gonna give anybody shout outs because I don't still know how this thing works. But he's converting an old school bus, his schoolie. It's coming along pretty good. Not that I'll do something that massive, but I like that. I like his vision and where he's going with it and everything. And then there's this one guy, he bought a brand new the big boy truck. I'm just gonna say 650. And he's gonna have the back end built out. So I've been watching him too. These are some of the things that I like watching. So in other words, that can be a great basketball game going on right now. If it is basketball season, I don't even know. That's how in touch I am with it. It can be one going on right now. My little happy tail be right over there watching somebody build out a school bus or watch somebody solve a crime. Because I like to watch things where I can learn from. I learned basketball when I was little. I learned football. I learned wrestling. You ask me, we can argue about it. It's all fake to me. All of it, every bit of it. Until somebody get hurt. That's when it gets real. So anyway, I'm not going to put down sports because I know all y'all are sports fanatic. I'm sorry. I apologize to y'all too. It's just not my preference. If I choose to sit over here and watch somebody build out a school bus, I ain't heard nobody. If you choose to sit over there and watch whoever's playing today, there's how you might want to watch basketball. Why are you playing a basketball video game? That's your preference. The fact that I say I don't like it, you should not like me because I say I don't care for it. Cause y'all know the saying, what I eat don't make you, yeah. To each his own. I just don't care for it. I really don't. There's nothing wrong with it. That's like, some men don't like intuitive type shows where it's teaching them how to do something. It's teaching them how to change out a water heater. It's teaching them how to change out that little 6-gallon water heater in most standard RVs and put an instantaneous water heater in there. But what's an instantaneous water heater? It's one that don't hold water in the tank. Plain and simple. I'm trying to make this as first grade as I possibly can. I ain't calling nobody stupid. But I watch this stuff because it happened to kind of be a part of, in a way, related to my line of work, in a way. So I watch things like that. I'm always trying to learn something. That's why I was putting all those videos out there about my new vehicle, the things I found wrong with it that I immediately addressed and had them fix it. A lot of people on that particular group, well, yeah, these vehicles are prone for X, Y, Z. And I was like, look, man, it's all mechanical. And I had to tell one guy on there, I don't understand why you so upset about my little situation when I'm not upset about it. It's a simple issue that they fixed. And you're still going on about it. How many of you have ever bought something that you had to take it back? Oh yeah, that blouse looked good in that store, lady. You actually did put it on. But once you got it back home, you realized it was ripped back there. You didn't know that in the store. Or you just gonna not shop at that store no more or not buy that brand anymore. And see, that's what a lot of people don't understand. People have so much negative energy. They troll groups and sites just to say something negative towards somebody else. And somebody was actually gotten into the group because I joined that group when I first got the vehicle because I want to see if anybody have any kind of issues because it's a platform. You can check on your vehicle. But that's the best way to find out about stuff. And they were going on about this one particular person that was in the group, how he was just putting down everything and doing all these, this and that and the third. Well, it's simple. Why the mediator ain't just kicked them out by now? Because if it's bringing that much attention to where the conversation is not no longer about that particular vehicle, I'm even scared to say type now. Then if it's focused on that person, all the focus is taken off the vehicle and the learning potential. You can learn from what people are saying about the vehicle. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I'll give you your moment to shine. Just like that comment earlier that the person said. I gave him his or her moment to shine. I didn't have my glasses on. Could have been a squirrel talking to me for all I care. I gave them their moment. I responded to their moment, but that was the end of that. Everybody get their moment to shine. I just noticed when it popped up because I saw more and more people coming in. And I'm just going to y'all, I'm just being honest with y'all. If I put my glasses on and read each and every one of y'all's comment, I've been sitting here quiet. I really talk. I'm glad y'all are commenting. And if you will, if you want to know something, drop me a comment through my YouTube page. You know, and hopefully when I get off of here, when I go back and see it, I can read the comments. The other day, one of them, it didn't work right. I don't know what happened with that one. That was yesterday morning when I was having the disaster trying to do it with my tablet. And it didn't work. And there's one particular young lady, I love her show. I think I am going to become a member because there's this one guy, I'm a member of his. I think he's like $4.99 a month. Hers is like $2.99 a month. And I love, she lives the van life. And I love watching her videos, the fact that all this stuff she's doing in that van. Granted, I ain't trying to put her down. Granted, it doesn't look like what I would see in the showroom, but she does some excellent work in that van. And I'm proud of her. So I watch stuff like that, people with their van life, things, all kinds of stuff. That's some of the stuff I always wanted. I was always a tinkerer in a way. I was always wondering what make things work. I was always fascinated with trains, freight trains. And when I got on that Amtrak, I say it again, when I got on that silver blue train, sorry for name dropping again, YouTube gonna put me in timeout if that's what happened earlier. But once I rode that train, you couldn't tell me nothing. So that's why I watch a lot of helpful things like that and crime solving and I don't put a lot of time and effort into watching reality shows. One of the favorite one was when the guy had 4 wives. And I watched them. But other than that, I can pick up a phone. Oh man, what time is it? I bet my friend tried to call me and I'm on live. I was expecting a very important phone call. Comment. Well, y'all, let me go because I got to make this phone call, and we supposed to have been having some very deep conversations this afternoon about something. So until next time, I hope y'all enjoyed me running off at my mouth. Thanks for putting up with me once again, and for all you that have subscribed, I really appreciate you. And even those of you who are just a viewer, I appreciate you even more. So I want each and every one of you to stay safe. And wait a minute. What does it say? So, that last comment about how do I relate to a certain person, make it where it's on inbox me. And here you go with this. And if you are the same person that said it earlier, come to the city. And then I'd rather show you than tell you. Let's just put the proof in the pudding. And I mean, that's something that nobody's even talking about no more but you. Have you? You don't understand that? But it goes back to the other group that was talking about the certain vehicle. You had your moment to shine. I gave it to you. I don't know what else I can give you, but the actual treatment itself. So if you want to come to the city, I'll show you. And if I wasn't worried about being blocked, I go get my suitcase that's full of all kinds of gadgets in there. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Anything that's in this household can be used for said things. So if you really want to know that one, if you really want to know, all you got to do is just show up. I got you. Trust me, I got you. I do. Because you're not as how to say this cleanly. You're not as advanced as you think you are yet. And I'm gonna tell you like this. If I don't give you what you asking for, I'll call back up. I ain't ashamed to call back up. I've had women dare me to call back up. We're gonna talk about that too, everybody. We're gonna talk about that. Call them back up. So if you really want to know, all you gotta do is just try to find out. Or we can have a personal one-on-one conversation. You drop me a link and we can get into a private Google chat. I hope I don't get in trouble saying Google. We can get into a private chat, one-on-one, face-to-face. And I'll show you better than I can tell you. But right here is not the time. If you really, really, really want to know, send me a link to your chat. Inbox it. And I promise you, just as soon as I get off this quick phone call and charge my phone up, I will hit you up directly. We will have a face-to-face chat. So, and for all of you that are watching this right now, if this person is man enough or person enough that has cantaloupe size enough to do that tonight, I will absolutely let y'all know the next time I go live. So let's all figure out if they have grown some big enough to do it. So Mr. Person, Miss Person, whoever you know, send me the link and we can hook up live tonight. Face-to-face phone conversation. I ain't got to know your number. You ain't got to know my number, whatever. We can do that tonight. And we can talk about that situation you got going on that you want to know about. But I guarantee you by the time I check, when I get through my phone call, when I get through charging my phone, I guarantee you when I check my YouTube, you will have not sent me a link on how I can call you directly. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. And tomorrow when I get on live, I'll let y'all know that this person was a coward. Because I know now y'all want to know if that person man enough. Y'all want to know if I'm over here just talking. I ain't got nothing to prove, but I'm going to show you. So we're going to have that conversation live. And I'm going to pull out my bag of tricks. I got something that'll work just right with you. And I'm going to give you some pointers on some stuff on how to receive exactly what you want to receive. I got some pointers for that too. I'm going to give it to you, but tonight. So send me that link. And then you and I, we're going to have that face-to-face tonight. I kind of look forward to it. So I'm be looking forward to talking to you tonight. But for everybody else, have a great afternoon. I got to attend to this phone call and take care of some business and clean up my messy kitchen. Until next time, later, everybody.